Whereas, without a doubt, Marcus Rashford is one of the worst performers in Manchester United in recent games. I actually think against Manchester City, he is our player to watch. And I'll tell you why. Subscribe to the hotspot. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon from wherever you are. Welcome back. Let's talk Manchester United and back in this comfortable place. It's been a while, it's been a minute, me not sitting in this comfort of our studio, our United Hotspot studio to talk Manchester United. I love it. I love it. But anyhow, let's get proper into this Marcus Rashford talk. Now, I know for a fact that many of you, and to be honest, I've been with you in the recent days feeling like Marcus Rashford is one of those who should be benched. But after thinking critically about Rashford, Manchester City, the opponent we have at hand next, and what this boy has done to them, I said, I need to share this with these people because maybe they have forgotten that Rashford is the man who sealed the victory for Manchester United in the past meeting we had with these noisy neighbors at Old Trafford. A 2-1 win, you remember? We went down through Kevin De Bruyne, but Bruno Fernandes scored one, and the second coming through, of course, an assist from Alejandro Garnacho. Rashford gives us a winner. And 2-1, boom, it was. That's the only win we've had against Manchester City in 5 times, the past 5 meetings we've had with them. So you don't just bench a player like that, just like that. And Rashford, whereas he's selfish and all, he is so fast. That is one thing about this boy that I think is good for a game like this because remember, in the right, Manchester City has got Kyle Walker. Now, you don't match. Walker is one of the fastest players in the Premier League. Now, you don't match pace with slowness. You match pace with pace. Garnacho is fast, but certainly Garnacho has not got the experience to beat Kyle Walker. So obviously, Marcus Rashford, I think, should be taking the note in terms of starting because of pace when it comes to pace. But away from the pace, Rashford was speaking in the game, rather in an interview, an exclusive with the United review before this game, and he was talking about how. Remember, this is a United boy, a kid who understands and appreciates the magnitude of this rivalry we've got with Manchester City, the magnitude of this game. He was talking about how games like these at Old Trafford always create an atmosphere you cannot explain, and you as a player draws a lot a lot from the fans, from the stands. The passion is driven from the stands into you as a player, and when you step onto that pitch, you just want to die for this badge. You just want to do anything for this badge. Now, these are the kind of players you need if you're going to win a derby. Not exactly the best players at the time. It's not about who is best on form, who is on the best form. It is not about who is on a purple patch. It is about who understands the magnitude of the game, and that's the player who will be psyched up enough to put on those battles. Because games between Manchester City and Manchester United at Old Trafford are battles. Yes, these are beyond football matches. These are proper battles. And that's what we expect to see. That's the kind of atmosphere we expect to see as we do send off Sir Bobby Charlton. We're not just going to send him off with a good organization of everything and a wreath in his VIP seat and all. No, a victory motivated and driven by players who appreciate this club, who love this club, is the best send off to one of, if not the greatest player ever play at this club. So my feeling is Rashford should get the backing of all of us. I love the fact that, and Eric Ten Hag perhaps is beginning to work on his man management. He spoke well about Marcus Rashford in his pre-match press conference, talking about how they have chosen to trust him and keep putting him there until he regains his confidence. And that's the way of helping him regain his confidence. Because if you substitute him now, if you pull him out now, you might crush him. So of course there are two ways to kill a rat, like they say. There are two ways to manage it. You can pull him out to show him that no one cannot be substituted. You remember as Sir Alex Ferguson was trying to deal with David Beckham. I think it was in 1990, in the early 2000s. I think, dealing with David Beckham and benching him to show him that you're not bigger than the club. Yet Beckham was, I think, United's best player at the time, but he came in on as a substitute. I think we were playing Real Madrid in the Champions League, and he saved the game for us with 2 goals. So maybe that is another approach that would work. But my thinking is not for this game. I think if he had to do this, he had to do it against Sheffield, against Brentford. He had all reasons and justifications to bench Marcus Rashford before. tomorrow against Man City, I don't think it's the time to start trying out things like that. I don't think it's the time to start, benching a player who has been starting each and every game, a player who has got a good record against Manchester City. I think his first goal, one that cemented his arrival in 2016, was against Manchester City. So we are talking of a boy who knows the magnitude of this game, who has made impact in this game. This is Rashford. Now, he cannot be trending on Twitter because people are calling for him to be benched. I think that would be immature, that would be reactive, that would be him being scapegoated without, I think, proper thought. But anyhow, we know that Ten Hag is backing him fully. It's not about to happen. Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford will be starting that game. Bruno, by the way, scored the first of the two he scored in the last meeting we had at Old Trafford with Man City. So, again, it shows you that these two players who we say and we believe we know are our two most ineffective players in recent games are actually the two players who beat Man City for us. So if you're the manager, do you bench them at Old Trafford in a send-off? You bench your captain and Marcus Rashford, your most highly paid player. Uh, I think it wouldn't be an easy call to make for any manager, even if it were you. But I don't think it's necessary. I think Garnacho can come in again as a substitute and make an impact on this game. I think even the one he did in the last one where he beat them by 2 goals to 1, I think it was again the same story. Garnacho coming off the bench. So there, there is no need for us, I think, to go into that panic of benching Rashford and all. But also the fact that, and why I think is going to be our player to watch, is because I think most Man City players will focus more on Rasmus Højlund, because there is this funny comparison that people have had of Højlund and Haaland, maybe because their names sort of rhyme, but I don't think it makes sense. I love the fact that when he was tried to when journalists tried to corner him into that conversation of him being compared to Erling Haaland, Højlund was quick to say Haaland is probably the best striker in the world right now. So you don't just start comparing me with him and all. It's going to be an honor to play with him. I think that's a good way to play a mind game, but also that's the honest truth, really. I don't think Højlund is at the level of Haaland yet. So I think, whereas many will focus on him, I think Marcus Rashford, because of his pace and because of the confidence and the psyche around the club, and him being a United boy, sending off of Sir Bobby Charlton and everything, I feel that it is going to be so difficult for him to be tempted. If he doesn't assist maybe Hoyland to score, he will score himself. So for me, he's going to be the game changer. I think he's going to be the game changer for United, and I think he can. The thing is, he's just got to make the right decisions. For me, the issues I've got with Marcus Rashford are never because of about his abilities and skill. He has got the skill. It's the decisions he makes that, for me, I'm thinking, as a player at this level, you can be smarter than this. Him choosing to try and pass when the obvious easy thing to do is to go for goal. Him refusing to pass when that's the easier thing and obvious thing to do. I think, for me, those are the issues. If he works on those, Rashford should be starting every game for United for as long as he's fit. But that's where we are. So let's hope it's going to be a good day for him. I think it will. But you can tell me your opinion, whether you think Marcus Rashford should be starting, or should he be on the bench? Should Garnacho start ahead of him, or Anthony Martial? But remember, the history he's got against Manchester City is also important, as you do give me your opinion on that. Hotspot, subscribe. My name is Webb. Well, it's the build up to the big one, Man United, Manchester City. How on earth would you miss this? Where are you going to watch it from, by the way? Do you have a local pub? Is it at home? Let me know in the comment section as we do get proper to enjoy this one. It's going to be the victory. 3 wins in a row. Manchester City is not looking tough. I feel like this is the most beatable Man City in a long time. So I think we'll beat them. But in my next video, I'll be telling you what changes I feel Eric Ten Hag has got to make in formation and in personnel if we are going to beat Manchester City. Of course, Rashford will be among those who will be starting in my team. Who else? Find out in the next video. For now, subscribe. My name is Webb. I'll catch you later, fam. Take care of yourself.